It's Movie Time is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.com.
The award-winning It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to the shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Wayne Miller.
And this is...
It's Movie Time.
It's Movie Time is right. Okay, Wayne. The film is The Man from U.N.C.L.E, not the TV show.
Yep.
It's a new film starring Henry Cavill and Armie Hammer. Could you please, Wayne, tell me something good about this movie?
Actually, I liked it, and I think it's going to get kind of chewed up a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see when it opens there. I think August 14th.
It opens today.
Yep. And it's going to be curious to see what it does its opening weekend, because right now it may be unfairly compared with another big blockbuster for the summer out there, Mission Impossible.
Oh, they
5.
can't even, it's not even in the same room. Are you kidding? Mission Impossible's excellent. This thing is a piece of junk.
Oh, I take it you didn't care for it.
Did not.
But okay, was I disappointed? Yeah, because I was a big fan. I was a big fan of both TV series,
Right.
The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Mission Impossible. In fact, just the other night that I saw on one of these digital TV stations, they had back to back, the old Man from U.N.C.L.E, and Mission Impossible. Both of them. I enjoyed both the series when I was growing up. And even then, Mission Impossible really got more buzz and was more favorably, reviewed, and had better plot lines and stuff like that. But I think what really made this movie for me, and I'm a big fan, Alyssa Vikander, however it's pronounced, she, a Swedish actress. We saw her ex Machina.
Oh, lovely.
And she, and I saw another movie recently. That she was in and played a witch and was really captivating. Seventh Son, with Julianne Moore and Jeff Bridges. Interesting movie.
Well,
she made the movie for me.
Listen, even Elizabeth Debicki, who plays the bad girl,
yeah,
I thought these two girls were very good. So you picked it out. There was another person who trumps them all.
Hugh Grant. Is Alexander Waverly, because he was very interesting, very good in that role, very droll, as he usually is. And of course, I kept thinking about Leo G. Carroll from the old
series.
Yes, Alexander Waverly, former British intelligence officer, and but yeah, Hugh Grant did.
He has that look, a mischievous look in his eye, and with that great British accent. And being, as you said, really dry. I thought Hugh Grant has a new life now.
Yeah.
Not playing the lead as he did 10 years ago, but something like this where his little bit of this sense of humor comes through.
The supporting character roles are really good for him. Because he's one of those, you're absolutely right, because a little bit of him goes a long way. If he carries a lead of a movie, sometimes he could be over the top. He could send the movie over the top.
Well, we have been buddies, best of buddies, for 35 years.
Yeah.
And I've learned not to ask you to recount the plot.
No, I won't.
That's what I was going to do.
And this plot, I mean, after a while, I had to kind of give up and just sit back and enjoy the ride, because it had all sorts of things going on.
Somebody is threatening the world with an atomic bomb.
Yeah.
And they had to I get it. And here's what my problem is. They seem to base this film, now we're talking again, the new Man from U.N.C.L.E, on the tension between Solo and Kuryakin.
Yes.
And I didn't think that these two actors were capable of carrying off that humorous clash that I thought Vaughn and
David
McCallum did. And it's odious to compare the two. It's too different. You have a TV program here, you have a film, and I don't want to do that, but it does give me a litmus test for how can that work. For instance, the director looked, who is the director?
Oh, Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie, of course.
Yes.
Guy Ritchie looked at Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid before he made this film to get a sense of the buddy film.
And
What did that tell you?
Well, and here there are a lot of humorous moments. Of course, a lot of action scenes. They really tried to play up that the caring that the two characters had for each other. You know, the Napoleon Solo rescuing the Ilya Kuryakin's watch, you know, his father's watch, and giving it to him and saving his life and blah blah blah. And once again, it's kind of like, okay, this is cool. I was wondering which one was going to wind up with Alicia's character, who I really liked, and of course it seemed like there's something there with Ilya Kuryakin. Now, what I kept comparing those two with are the old Robert Vaughn and David McCallum from the TV series, which was very different. Here they were really playing up, and I think it was probably a microcosm of the Cold War.
Yeah.
And here, former enemies have to reunite, or current enemies have to unite to defeat a common foe.
And look, they reproduced the '60s beautifully. These guys are dressed out to the nines in period costumes. They do a very good job. I just don't think. But then I come with a prejudice. I don't think Cavill is that good as Superman. And I think Armie Hammer sabotaged the Lone Ranger along with Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
So you got, and in fact, I do know, at least it's well reported, how many actors they wanted who didn't take the role, including Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Who backed off.
He would have made an interesting Napoleon. So,
but Dave, you could pick the top tier, even down to anyway. So you could pick the top tier actors, and they wanted them. So they're picking these two guys.
They kind of went down down to the ones that would.
Yeah.
Well, it makes me wonder how they try to build up the buddiness there, Cavill and Armie Hammer.
Yeah.
But Cavill's coming back with Superman, and then see in this Superman versus Batman with Ben Affleck as Batman.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's funny. I think Guy Ritchie missed an opportunity possibly with the friendship between the two guys, because he did it pretty well in his other franchise.
You bet.
Sherlock Holmes.
Good point.
And with another, in that one, another, you know, of course, we're talking about Robert Downey Jr. as Sherlock Holmes, Jude Law as Dr. Watson.
Now, there you go. I thought that worked.
Well, and with also, but what's funny, I liked how he built up Alicia's role here more so than, and I always have liked Rachel McAdams as Irene Adler in the two Sherlock Holmes movies. It's going to be interesting to see because in those movies I liked, but I was also disappointed in them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he could carry off and really build a franchise as you know he's going to try to do with The Man from U.N.C.L.E. You know, that's set up at the end.
I don't know how it's going to go this weekend, and I think that there may be people like you who enjoyed it, but I think critically. I don't know. I just don't know if it's gonna do well. And then with, as you mentioned, with the Mission Impossible monster out there, I just think by comparison it's not. But anyway, as you get back to what I thought the core dynamic of the film between those two, I did not think that the actors were up to the subtlety. In fact, I even began to long for Roger Moore. You know, because he pushes the irony a bit too much. But I was just thinking, and then I am with you on the Sherlock Holmes, with Downey Jr. and Jude Law, and you know that my criticism of that is way too physical. But Downey still, he is so brilliant, can carry it off.
Yeah.
Where Henry Cavill cannot do that.
He was bland. He was too bland. I like Armie Hammer as Ilya Kuryakin a little bit more, obviously. And, of course, as we talked about, comparing it with the TV show is probably not the right thing to do.
No, it is. It's unfair.
McCallum and McCallum and Vaughn as the two characters really had that sense, but they tried to build up Ilya Kuryakin here as almost like a sociopath.
Oh, exactly.
Whereas in the TV show, he was basically just, introverted.
Right.
But, there was a chemistry there. even though that you could not believe they could, those two could carry off some of the physicality.
No,
of
but
the roles
I
as a
think
movie.
you hit at really maybe that thing which really irritates me is that Hammer as Kuryakin here is really quite physical and quite psychotic almost.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I think whereas in the original you have McCallum as being boyish but testy.
Yeah.
You know, but there was room there for them to have an affection.
Yeah.
We're here, and they're rolling around. Guy Ritchie loves the physical action.
Oh, yeah.
And they're rolling around. I'm saying, but get away, you know, get off of it. Let's get on to the other good part was when the car got wedged between the two buildings.
Yeah.
that was
And he
unusual.
did it for on purpose so he could kind of like climb through this door or window or something
Yes,
like
yeah.
that. And they were interesting. And it was kind of fun set pieces. But boy, if you go in and try to figure out the plot, and
Oh,
whatever,
don't, right, don't.
Oh God, it's not worth it. You just sit back and you kind of watch. Particularly the charisma of Alicia.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Wayne Miller, the film is The Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah.
You're great.
I'm gonna give it a B minus.
Okay.
It was enjoyable. Would I like to see it again? No.
Good call. I'm at a C.
Yeah.
For all of our reasons. Anyway, so it's The Man from U.N.C.L.E. Make sure you see Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.